Alright, in this section, I would like to introduce another popular channel for retargeting, which is Twitter. With its huge user base, Twitter offers a great opportunity to engage with your customers through retargeting. Again, each advertising platform has a unique set of characteristics you need to take into account when deciding to spend your advertising dollars. So, let's first talk about some of the key characteristics of Twitter. The first one we need to keep in mind is that Twitter is heavily mobile centric. More than 85% of the time users spent on Twitter comes from mobile, and since it's generally harder to make users buy things on mobile devices compared to desktop, the return on investment on Twitter tends to be lower than other platforms like Facebook and Google. However, because users still engage a lot with individual tweets, Twitter can be very useful for certain business objectives such as increasing your app installs or brand awareness. That's why you should consider Twitter as one of your retargeting channels depending on your goals. But if you're on a tight budget, I would generally recommend that you allocate your budget on Facebook and Google. Cool. Now let's move on and see how we can set up a retargeting ad on Twitter. Awesome. Now let's see how we can actually set up a retargeting ad on Twitter. To do that, you need to first create an advertising account on Twitter. You can simply go to ads.twitter.com, and here you can either sign up with your new account or sign in with your current business account. And once you sign in, this is the campaign dashboard on Twitter ads. And this is essentially the same place as Facebook Ad Manager dashboard, where you can see all the different campaign performance across different timeline and your spend and conversions for each campaign. Now, to set up a campaign, the first thing you need to do, of course, is set up your audience. Setting up an audience on Twitter is pretty straightforward. You simply click on Tools and click on Audience Manager. And here, by simply clicking on Create New Audience, you can have three different options to create your audience. Either upload your own list, make a tag to collect website visitors, or collect your mobile app users. In this case, let me first demonstrate how you can make a tag to collect website visitors, just like the Facebook Pixel or Google Pixel. So click on this one. Name your tag. Let's say product viewers again. And choose the type of conversion you want this tag to track. I'll say site visit. And you can also choose all the different conversion options here. And if you click on create a tailored audience, Twitter collects the website visitors who complete the specific action you're tracking. So I'll leave it as checked. And next thing you need to do is simply save tag and generate code snippet. And this will give you the tracking code snippet that you need to implement on your website. And I'm pretty sure by now you're familiar with how to copy and paste this code on your website. So simply copy this and go to your website code and paste this here. After you upload this to your website, we're good to go. And now we're going to go back to our Twitter ads account. So back here again. And you can give your tag a unique name, but I'm just gonna skip this and go to save and return to conversion tracking. And now we have all the different audience lists that we have created, and we can see the product viewers list that we just created. Now once we have this, we can set up our campaign, but let's see how we can set up audience lists with different methods. So click on Tools and go to Audience Manager. Again, click on Create New Audience and go to Upload Your Own List. This is essentially the same way you set up your customer list through Customer Match on Google or even Facebook. So what you can do is name your audience again. I would say current users. Click on email addresses and choose the CSV file that you already have. And by clicking on this that we had created before, we can simply create the list audience as well. Now let's see how we can create an ad on Twitter. To do that, we're going to come back to the Twitter Ads Manager dashboard page by clicking on this Campaigns button. And now we can set up our campaigns using those audiences. To create your campaign, simply click on Create New Campaign button up here. And here you can choose all the different objectives of your campaign. And for this one, I'm going to choose website clicks or conversions. If your objective for retargeting is app installs or re-engagements or tweet engagements, you can choose all these different ones. But for this exercise, let's choose website clicks or conversions. And now we're going to name our campaign. Let's name this Product Viewers Test. And you can choose your schedule for the campaign, just like Facebook and Google. And you can also choose the key conversion tag that you want to track. And here we can see all the tracking codes that we have already implemented on our website. Scroll down, you can target specific locations or choose to show ads in all available locations. Choose gender as well, age, languages, devices, platforms and carriers, even keywords, followers, interests. But to set up our retargeting campaign, we need to click on Add Tailored Audiences. And if you click on Browse Your Tailored Audiences, you can see all the customer lists that we have already created. And we're going to choose the specific audience list that we want to use for this campaign, all site visitors. And once you do that, all you need to do now is set up the budget and create the actual ad. So let's set our maximum budget at $50 per day. If you want a total budget, you can choose it on an optional basis. And here you can choose to optimize your campaigns for either link clicks or website conversions. I want this to be website conversions. Target bid, you can set it somewhere between $3 to $5 initially, but again, you need to adjust this amount as you continue to run your campaigns based on the performance. Now, if you scroll down, you can choose your creatives. You can either choose to select a specific tweet that you have already created or create a new one. So for this one, I'm gonna say something like, get the freshest grocery delivered in 3 hours. And you can add your image. And Twitter requires that you upload an image in specific dimensions, which is 590 by 295. So if you have an ad image that's not the right size, make sure you reformat the image size to fit the size requirement. Click on Upload a new image and click on the Add image here. And now you can drag the image to change the cropping and resize as well. I'm going to leave it and save it. And one thing you need to keep in mind is that you need to add your URL here so that people can be properly directed when clicking on this ad. So add your business address here. And once you do that, if you click on tweet, we're all set. So it's a pretty straightforward process. And as you create more tweets, you will get a sense of which one is performing well. So pay close attention to the daily performance of your campaigns and make sure you optimize your campaigns based on that performance analysis.